Hi, it's Lynn Shuck with Healing and Balance, and we're going to play with balance today. Now, there are lots of different ways to work on balance. One is to learn to hold still when there's nothing distracting you, nothing pushing you over, nothing wobbly that you're on. And then there are ways to balance with movement. Sometimes the movement comes from an external source, like if you were to try and balance on something that rolled, right? So then there's an external thing that's wobbly, and we want to try and learn to balance on top of that with that instability below us. But sometimes we create the instability by moving, and that's the one we're going to work with today. So I want you, when you first start working on this, to practice holding on, because we want to get the supporting leg to really have a steady movement of bend and straighten, bend and straighten. I'll turn sideways. But you want to get that knee to go straight forward over the toes. And when you're first learning it, holding on to something allows you to look down and make sure, because you might not have a mirror around. So that's what the supporting leg is doing. Bend, straighten, bend, straighten. The other leg is going to touch points on the floor around you. Front, side, back, and then to the other side, but behind you. And that's going to get a little complicated. Things are going to turn as we get to that last version. So I shift my weight onto my supporting leg. I pick the other one up. I'm going to bend my knee, and I'm going to try and touch my toes as far out in front of me as I can reach, and then come up. Then I'm going to touch my toes out to the side. Now I'm going to counterbalance by leaning away and reaching my hand over there. And then as I reach my leg behind me, again, I'm going to tip my torso forward so I can reach as far back as possible. Here's the hard one. I'm going to cross behind and try and touch to the other side. Now notice it doesn't go to the side, it goes sort of on the diagonal. But each time I come back to this balance. So if I do that with the other leg, again, I get my weight on my leg for balance. I'm going to bend the knee, reach out in front of me as far as I can reach, and then come back up. And I'm just barely touching my toe to the floor. I'm not putting any weight on it, just touch and come up. So that by moving in and out of these positions, my supporting leg is doing different things all the time, my torso is doing different things, and my lifted leg is moving in different directions. So we've created an instability by creating this movement pattern, and then we're trying to balance within that. So many ways to work on balance. This is just one of them, and there are lots of ways to put movement into your balance. But let's start with this one and see what happens. Go.